Hello, everyone. Welcome to yoga. My name is Caitlin. I'm happy that you're here with me, whether in real time or in the future. We're going to get started with our 45 minutes practice today by coming into a comfortable cross-legged seat to start switching our hats with a meditation. So when you come to your comfortable seat, we'll start to close the eyes so that we can drop in. And we start to tap into the breath, using the natural filters in our nostrils to inhale through the nose. Starting to exhale in whatever way feels comfortable out through the nose or the mouth. We start to become aware and notice how the body feels today. Maybe starting with the breath. Is the breath full and accessible? Maybe a little eager, easy? Or is the breath a little more challenging today? Shallow, tight. Maybe it feels just out of reach. You feel like you've seen the breath for today. You see how it's showing up for you today. We shift our attention, our mindfulness to the body. Noticing, one, how we feel. Two, naming the sensations in the body. And also, if you have room for it today, noticing the way the body reacts or changes or responds when the mind begins to wander. Keep in mind that your meditation practice should be comfortable and freeing, both mentally and spiritually, but also physically. So if your body is not yet ready to hold you upright, or maybe not upright for an extended amount of time, and the back starts to tense, or the hips start to ache, or the knees hurt, know that you can come out of your seated posture. So something maybe a little more supportive. before we can support ourselves. And know and trust that each time we come back to our meditation pose of choice, we are deepening that habit, that mental connection, and also strengthening the body to support us. Start to make our exhales longer than our inhales if you haven't already. We're here for one more minute. For our next 5 breath cycles, when we inhale, we imagine sending the breath down into the belly and then beyond into the pelvis and beyond into the earth below us. And on the exhale, we pull that breath back up from the earth through the midline, up through the heart space, exhaling through the nose or mouth. Here we go. Inhale, all the way down into the earth. Exhale, we draw it all the way up to the hearts and then the head. Inhale, down into the belly and beyond into the earth. Exhale, up from the earth, through the midline to the heart space, out through the nose or mouth. Last one, big inhale down into the belly, all the way down into the earth. And exhale, we draw up from the earth. Maybe you feel that pelvic floor lift as the breath comes up through the midline, right up to the brow before exhaling through the nose or mouth. Gently, we open the eyes. Arms come with us up overhead on the inhale, nice and wide. We look up at our hands, palms kissed together before flipping in front of us as we start to paint the space right in front of the body, bringing the palms down to the earth. Gaze comes straight down as we hinge at the hips. You can stay here with the palms nice and wide, or maybe we extend out a little further, dropping the forearms down to the earth. Forehead and crown releases. Both hips stay nice and heavy and connected. Hands are nice and wide. On your next exhale, we'll gently walk both hands over towards the left. Chest and belly button come towards the top of the left thigh. As we send the gaze and the forehead down towards the earth. We stay active in the toes to protect the knees and support our foundation, that which is touching the earth. Your next exhale draws you through center and we take it to the other side.
Your next exhale draws you back through center as we then use the heel of the palm and our exhale belly button to spine to start to roll
up to our seated position. Arms come with us up overhead on the inhale. On the exhale, hands again drape out in front of us until the wrists are in line with the shoulders. We pause here for just a moment. Maybe you pull the fingers back towards the face, a little wrist stretch. Maybe send the fingers down towards the earth. Using the other hand on the palm to apply a gentle pressure. Excellent. We're going to crisscross the arms until the hands rest on the opposite knee. So first we'll start with the right arm underneath the left. Left hand is on the right knee, right hand is on the left knee. We sit up tall on the inhale, and on the exhale, we gently pull on the hands and move the torso over towards the left side of the mat. So gaze reaches over towards the left. Arms start to separate a little. We bring this stretch into the left side body. Exhale brings you back through center, and we gently take it over to the right. Gaze turns over towards the right, little counter stretch. Exhale through the midline as we release the hands, bring them back out in front of us just to take it to the other side. So this time we sit up nice and tall, applying a gentle pressure. We start to twist, dropping that left elbow towards the midline. Gaze comes over towards the right shoulder. Exhale back through center, and we look over past the left, just gentle counter stretch. Exhale, we come through the midline. We're coming into our tabletop position, so we'll dive forward. You can roll through the ankles, or you can bring the feet off to the side. Coming onto the side of the hip and rotating around that way. We'll meet together in our tabletop position, so wrists underneath the shoulders. Knees are right underneath the hips. Both of the feet are pressed into the top of the mat. Or if you prefer to have toes curled, you can do that too. Before we drop into our cat-cows, we're going to bring the big toes together, take the knees as wide as the yoga mat. And we take our cat-cows this way today to begin. So we drop the belly, open the chest, gaze is forward, tail lifts. Exhale, we press into the tops of the feet, drawing the tail towards the belly button, dropping the crown towards the earth. Inhale, drop the belly, open the chest. We press away from the yoga mat when we get there, lifting out of the shoulder joints. Exhale, we round through. Dropping the crown, really squeezing the belly button up towards the spine. Inhale, we drop the belly, open the chest. Exhale, we round through. Inhale, drop the belly, last one, open the chest, press away from the yoga mat. Exhale, we round through. Inhale brings us back to tabletop position. We draw the knees back underneath the hips and separate the feet. We're not done with our cat-cows yet here. I'm going to turn so that you can see me, but feel free to stay facing towards the front of your mat. So we're in our tabletop. We shift the weight into the left foot as we draw the right foot out to the side. So arch of the foot, can be pressed down to the mat. Or if it feels better to have the toes reaching up towards the sky, that's great. Whatever feels comfortable for you. If you want to bring the arch only flush with the mat, otherwise we bring the arch and the outer foot. Gaze comes straight down. We wake up the hips individually now. As we inhale, drop the belly, open the chest, tail lifts. Exhale, round through, drawing the belly button towards the spine, dropping the crown. Inhale, drop the belly, open the chest. Exhale, round through. We're only doing a few of these on each side. Inhale, drop the belly. Exhale, round through. Inhale brings you to neutral positions. We again shift the weight into the left foot to stabilize. We draw the right leg back in space, up and over the left leg as we turn to look past our left shoulder at our right foot. Pressing away from the yoga mat when we do. Exhale, we draw that right knee back underneath the hip, squaring off in tabletop. We take it to the other side. Right leg comes out long at our side. We inhale, drop the belly, open the chest. Exhale, round through, drawing that tailbone up towards the belly button. Inhale, drop the belly, open the chest. Pressing away from the mat when you get there. Exhale, we round through. Last one, inhale, drop the belly, open the chest. Exhale, we round through. Inhale brings you back to neutral, tabletop position as we press into the right foot, drawing that left foot back, up and over as we turn to look past the right shoulder at our left foot. Exhale draws you back to tabletop position. Hands walk out slightly in space. We take the big toes together, knees as wide as the yoga mat. We sink the hips back onto the heels and take a rest in child's pose. Maybe take a gentle sway before getting there. Drawing the torso and the chest maybe to the left. Dropping that left shoulder towards the midline, swaying over to the right before coming down, melting in chest, belly, forehead towards the earth. One more inhale here. And on your exhale, we press into the tops of the feet, claw through the fingertips, drawing ourselves back up to tabletop. We pull the knees right underneath the hips, toes curl under. We stay for the inhale. Exhale, we're sending hips up high for downward facing dog. Check your alignment when you get there. So big toes are pointed slightly towards the midline so that we've got this external rotation in the hips, reaching up towards the ceiling. Belly button is drawn back towards the spine, and then belly drops towards the tops of the thighs. Elbow creases are shining towards each other or towards the front of the mat. Encouraging this widening and spreading of the shoulder blades across the upper back body. Ears are right by the biceps. Hands are nice and wide as we press into the fingertips and press away from the yoga mat, lifting out of the shoulder joint. Legs can be straight.
Knees bent, if that feels better. Heels can be lifted or connected, whatever feels best in your body today. We're here for one more breath cycle, lifting away from the mat. Stay for your next inhale. Exhale, we take a slow walk up towards the front of the mat, maybe crisscross walk. Maybe you just take slow steps. Maybe hopping is in your practice and you do that today, and we'll meet together at the top of the mat in a forward fold. If you feel the need for movement, you can take some gentle sways side to side. Maybe straightening one leg, bending the other. And gently we'll roll root to rise on your next exhale all the way up to mountain. When we get there, arms come with us, up overhead. Left hand grabs right wrist as we lift up and over towards the left. Side body stretch. Exhale back through center. Right wrist grabs, right hand grabs left wrist as we take it over to the right. Exhale through center. One more time on each side. Coming back to center after your last cycle, we flip the palms externally and we start to swan dive down into our forward fold. Inhale lifts you up halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, exhale, root to rise. We're rolling right back up to mountain. Arms come with us up overhead. Palms descend at the heart space and we move right on through again. Arms go down to come up. Exhale, we fold either palms together or swan dive, bending at the hips. Inhale lifts you up halfway, making a shape of a 7 with your body. Exhale, fold. Inhale, exhale, root to rise. We start to roll back up to mountain. Palms come with us up overhead, kissing together. Descending at the heart space as we move right back in. Exhale, fold. Exhale, root to rise. Just warming up the spine here. Maybe you take a little back bend when you get up to your mountain before descending again into your forward fold. Warming up the spine, warming up the hamstrings, the shoulders with gentle movements. Exhale, fold, inhale. We'll roll up to mountain on the exhale. Palms kiss together and flip externally, or stay in your prayer position as you head back down into your forward fold. Inhale lifts you up halfway. Exhale, we fold. Inhale, we roll back up to mountain. You got 4 more just like this. Palms go up. Exhale, you fold. Seeing if you can sync up your breath with the movement.
Last one. Palms kiss together and descend at the heart space. We're here for just 2 breath cycles. Shoulders drop down away from the ears, shoulder blades together. Big inhale. Long, slow exhale. Here we go. Now we dance. Arms go down to come up. Exhale, fold. Your version, swan dive or palms together. Inhale, lifts you up halfway into your figure 7 shape. Exhale, we fold. Palms come down to the mat, making your way into plank, either one leg at a time or maybe you hop. Inhale, exhale to shift forward. Lower halfway, elbows are tight to the side body. Maybe you come all the way down. We flip the feet. Exhale, we press into the fingertips, chin tucks to chest as we start to bring the torso, chest off the mat. Cobra, head is the last thing to rise. Exhale, fold. Toes curl as we inhale. Exhale, we power up to plank and then hips up high, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg lifts up high. We bend at the knee, bringing the heel to the glute. And then maybe shining the pelvis over to the right side of the mat. One more inhale here. Exhale, we draw that right knee through the midline diagonally over towards the left shoulder. And then we kick that right foot out perpendicular to the mat. Outside of the right foot is on the ground. We press into the right hand as we lift the left arm up to the sky, shining the chest, torso over towards the left side of the mat. One more inhale here. Abdomen is tight. We're pressing away from the yoga mat in the right hand. Exhale. We lower left hand first, and then draw from our center, from our hip, that right leg back to meet the left in downward facing dog as we take it to the other side. Left leg lifts up high, and then we bend at the knee, drawing heel towards the hip. And then maybe we open the pelvis towards the right side of the mat. Pressing away from the yoga mat in the hands. One more inhale here. Exhale, we start to draw that right knee diagonal through the midline over to the right elbow before it kicks out. Ooh, did you hear that? Snap, crackle, pop. To the right side of the mat. So outer edge of the left foot is on the ground. Leg is perpendicular to the long edge of the mat. We swing the right arm up towards the sky, opening the chest and pelvis and abdomen towards the right side of the mat. We're pressing into the fingertips of the left hand, lifting and pressing away from the earth. Exhale, right hand drops back towards the left first, and then we move from our center, from our hip, slowly with control, left foot back to meet the right. In our downward facing dog, you're here for 1 breath. Exhale sends you up to the top of the mat, and we roll right up to mountain. Arms come with us up overhead, palms kiss together. And descend at the heart space. Long, slow exhale. I know we're working the upper body a lot today. Here we go again. Arms go down to come up. Exhale, we fold. Inhale lifts you halfway.
Shoulder blades draw together, chest is open, gaze is straight down. Exhale, fold. Hands come down to the mat. Either hop or step individually back to your plank. If you are hopping, abdomen stays very, very engaged so that we protect the low back. Inhale to shift forward, exhale, lower, either halfway for upward facing dog or all the way for cobra. Cobra, feet flip, gaze is straight down, elbows are tight to the side body as we exhale, pressing into the hands, chin tucks towards the chest, we start to lift. Pelvis, chest off the mat, head is the last thing to rise. Exhale, fold. Toes flip on the inhale, exhale, we power up to plank, and then exhale, hips up high, downward facing dog. Left foot comes to the midline, we inhale, lift, right leg up high. Knee bends, heel drops towards the hip. And then we open pelvis towards the right side of the mat. Exhale, right knee crosses the midline over towards the left elbow. We kick that right leg out perpendicular. Open, left arm up towards the sky. Exhale, left hand drops to meet the right. And we engage the abdomen, drawing from the hip, pulling that right foot back to meet the left. Inhale, left leg kicks up high, three-legged dog. Bend at the knee, we draw the heel towards the hip. And then we open pelvis towards the left side of the mat. Exhale, left knee draws through the midline towards the right elbow, and then we kick that left leg perpendicular, opening right arm up towards the ceiling. Exhale, right hand drops. And we draw left foot back to meet the right. We're here for a breath cycle. Exhale, we step our way up to mountain, root to rise. Arms come with us up overhead, palms kiss together and descend at the heart space. After your next exhale, we heel toe. The feet together, big toes kiss together, arches and heels have about a 2 finger space width between them. Okay. We've got our equal pressure between the heel, the ball of the big joint, the ball joint of the big toe, ball joint of the little toe. So you can test this by lifting the toes off the mat. You should be able to feel weight in all 4 corners of the foot. And knees are buoyant. We inhale, arms come up overhead. When they reach biceps by the ears, right hand drops slightly in front of the left. As they begin to descend, they're going to crisscross right at the elbows. So left elbow comes to rest inside the right elbow crease. And then we draw forearm to forearm. And we begin to wrap the right fingers to kiss against the left palm. If that's not available to you, you want to keep the right fingers on the outside of the left hand, that works too. Inhale, and on the exhale, we start to sink into the heels, dropping the hips, lower in space, coming into a chair pose in the lower half of our body, eagle arms on the upper half of our body. Abdomen's engaged, we're sending the tail down towards the earth. Exhale, we lift the elbows just a little higher. Maybe you sink the hips a little lower. One more inhale. And on the exhale, lower body stays right where it's at. We unravel the arms, bringing them behind us in space. We interlace the fingers at the tail. We start to draw the fingers down towards the earth. Big inhale. Exhale, we start to straighten the leg. Chest comes forward as we come into a forward fold. Fingers lift up towards the sky. Crown drops down towards the earth. Big inhale. And on your exhale, gently with control, we release the fingers, letting them fall down in front of the feet before rolling our way back up to mountain. Arms come with us up overhead. This time, arms take the opposite direction. So right arm comes to, or excuse me, left arm comes to rest. Nope, just kidding. Right arm comes to left, rest in the left elbow crease. As the right fingertips come to kiss on the right palm, eagle arms with opposite arm on top. Exhale, we squeeze the knees together, inner thighs together as we start to sink the hips back into our chair pose. So knees stay above the ankles, but you've got a little bit of wiggle room. We just don't want them to go in front of the base of the toes. Abdomen's engaged. We're sending that tail down towards the earth. Your next exhale, maybe you lift the elbows a little higher. Maybe sink the hips a little lower. Using your breath. You can do anything for one more breath. Your next exhale, hips stay right where they are. We unravel the arms slowly as we start to wrap them behind the back body at the tail, maybe opposite thumb on top this time. We loop the shoulders, drawing the fingers down towards the earth. Chest is open. Big inhale, exhale, we start to straighten the legs, chest comes forward. We pass through our figure 7 shape and roll right into a forward fold. Crown shines down to the earth, fingers lift up towards the sky. Exhale with control, we gently release the arms, letting them kiss down by the feet before we roll our way up to mountain. Arms come with us up overhead. Palms kiss together. And descend with the heart space. We're here for one breath cycle. On the exhale, we transfer the weight into the right foot as we lift the left foot off the ground just for one beat, and then we send it behind us. We are coming into a high lunge as a transition. We lift the right toes, weight comes into the heel as we start to pivot the right foot towards the long edge of the left side of the mat, preparing to come into a wide-legged forward fold. So pressure or weight in the feet is on the outsides of the feet. Toes are slightly pointed towards the midline, heels are slightly pointed away from us. So feet are at this 45-degree angle. Palms come together at the heart space. Inhale, and on the exhale, we start to send the hips back, chest comes forward. Arches are lifted. We're pressing into the outer edge of the feet as we start to make our way all the way down to a forward fold. We're lifting from the arches, drawing energy up through the inner thighs. Hips are rotated externally up towards the sky. You can begin to drop your hands, fingertips, whatever, fists down to meet the earth, if that's where you're at today. Or we keep the hands at the heart space or right on the hips. We're going to avoid any swaying here in wide-legged forward fold, but if you feel that gently rocking the head, yes. And then no, bring some relief into the cervical spine, maybe even the upper part of the thoracic spine right between the shoulder blades. Now would be a great time to do that. We're here for one more breath cycle. And then stay for your next inhale. Exhale, we start to move. So we come up onto the fingertips, using that to support us as we heel toe, the feet just wider than the hips. Heels this time are pointing into the midline. Toes are pointing out away from us. We start to use our hands to guide us as we drop the hips right in between the heels. If that means you need to come up onto the toes, that's fine. If that means you keep the heels on the ground and this is as low as you go, palms are in front of your face, gaze is straight down, that's great too. Or maybe you do have the range today to play around with dropping the hips right in between the heels. Tail comes all the way down to the ground. Maybe palms come together at the heart space. Heart reaches towards the thumbs. We challenge ourselves by sitting in stillness in our yoga poses, but if you feel the need to move today, you can drop the fingertips down towards the earth and maybe take some gentle rocks onto one foot and then the other. Maybe you use this as a break as we sit in our yogi squat, malasana, for 3 more breath cycles. After your next exhale, gently we'll release, either diving forward onto the hands to help support us, or you can place one hand in front of you, one hand behind you as we gently bring the bum down to the ground. When you get there, we roll right onto the back. Knees come up towards the chest as we squeeze, knee to face. When release pose, maybe gently rocking side to side. Belly's heavy, ribs are soft. After your next exhale, we'll release the fingers, bringing the arms into a wide T at the side, palms face down. Inhale, exhale, we drop both knees over towards the left. Recline twist. You feel this deep twist in the low spine, but also all the organs in the lower abdomen. Your next exhale, belly button to spine. Breath fuels your movement if we bring the body back through the midline, taking the legs over to the other side. Both shoulders stay pinned down to the mat. Exhale, belly button to spine brings you back to the midline. We drop the soles down to the earth and send both feet out towards the front of the mat. Maybe taking a nice wide stance, right heel towards the right corner, left heel towards the left corner. And we drop the hands right next to the hips, palm face up towards the sky. We take one more big inhale together, long, slow exhale. Maybe you would like to end your practice today by bringing the palms together at the heart space, or maybe thumbs up to the third eye. That all feels a little too reverent for you. You can bring left hand to the heart space, right hand to the belly. Thank you for practicing with me today. And I would invite you to close out your practice by thanking yourselves for showing up. It is the most difficult thing that we can do, and you did it, and I'm proud of you. Have a great rest of your day, and I will see you next time.